Hi, I'm Mike Mullen, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and you're watching the Warrior Report.
Welcome to another edition of the Warrior Report, a show for soldiers and their families of the 1st Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division. I'm Specialist Luke Allen.
And I'm PAC Kaimani Pulani Kalauli. Let's take a look at stories around the 1st Brigade.
Joint Chief of Staff Mike Mullen just recently visited FOB Warrior.
Admiral Mike Mullen, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, visited with the 1st Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division on March 3rd. The visit was intended to consult with the unit's leaders about their operations in the Kirkuk area of northern Iraq, where the unit has experienced phenomenal success in areas of security, stability, and economical gains since their arrival there in September. During his visit, Mullen handed out his office coin to several soldiers and airmen and participated in the promotion ceremonies of 2 soldiers.
There isn't a day that goes by that I get up and go to work without thinking about what you're doing out here. And the seriousness of it, the sacrifice, you've lost teammates, some to the ultimate sacrifice, and that part of it is on my mind all the time, and we are incredibly appreciative.
Reporting for the 1st Brigade, 10th Mountain Division, I'm Specialist Jason Jordan.
This is Echo Company, and you are watching Warrior Report.
Specialist Justin Donnelly with the 2nd Battalion, 22nd Infantry Regiment has saved the day for the 2nd time in his Army career. Specialist Luke Allen has more.
While conducting a joint combat patrol with Iraqi police forces, an Iraqi police vehicle in patrol with Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 22nd Infantry, struck an IED, resulting in a mass casualty situation. Without hesitation, Specialist Justin Donnelly treated 5 seriously wounded Iraqi policemen. Specialist Donnelly uses interpreter and platoon combat lifesaver qualified soldiers to treat and manage the casualties, while air medevac was inbound.
It's amazing how smooth it went. I didn't have to stop treatment to get the information to him. He didn't have to wait on any of us to get information to him either. I mean, it was just a real smooth flowing process.
Combat lifesavers, or CLS for short, train under the medics to learn basic life-saving techniques for situations like the one Bravo Company was facing that day. One of Donnelly's combat lifesavers, Private First Class Matt Noe, was on the scene, helping Donnelly treat the wounded.
I remember the IED going off. They called for CLS certified guys. We all, 4 or 5 guys ran up, and all I remember was a pretty big mess. And we started treating casualties. And the first casualty that Doc had talked about was the guy that passed away. I tried the best I could to comfort him, but like he said, he wasn't conscious.
The soldiers on the scene say that everything went as smoothly as possible given the situation.
Everybody held their composure and was calm. This is my first deployment and first time I'd seen something like this go down.
Specialist Donnelly earned the respect of the Iraqi police and the local populace by providing the care and compassion normally given to other soldiers.
It's not about, somebody saying, here's a medal for what you did. It's about doing your job and taking satisfaction knowing you did the best you could.
For soldiers who go outside the wire often, like Noe and Donnelly, they say they take it one day at a time. Reporting for the 1st Brigade 10th Mountain Division in Kirkuk, Iraq, I'm Specialist Luke Allen.
Let's take a break from our stories to take a look at photos from around the Warriors AO.
According to the Department of Defense, attacks against military and civilian targets have been reduced by 60% since last June. In a recent Pentagon press briefing, those numbers are partially credited to manned assets on the ground. Combat engineers of Alpha Company 1st Brigade Special Troops Battalion comprised one of those manned assets. Their mission in the Kirkuk province of northeastern Iraq is to intentionally seek and destroy planted IEDs. Manning the Buffalo, an armored mine disposal truck, the crew seeks and destroys IEDs along Kirkuk's roadways. The Buffalo weighs about 24 tons and sits 10 to 12 feet off the ground. Its hydraulic arm prods and digs at potential roadside bombs. During a routine patrol, the Buffalo crew is called into action to interrogate a suspicious area just off the side of the road. The decision is made to send in the EOD crew with their robot to investigate further. The result is deadly for the robot. However, this little robot has just saved countless lives. All occupants of the specially designed route clearance vehicles are responsible as lookouts for anything that looks out of place. Soldiers spend what little downtime they have maintaining their vehicles and equipment or attending required professional courses. Reporting for the 1st Brigade, 10th Mountain Division, I'm Specialist Luke Allen.
This is Garth Company, 10th BSB.
The 2nd Battalion, 22nd Infantry Regiment recently held their Triple Deuce Day here at FOB Warrior, Iraq. Sergeant Major Dennis Earle has more.
As far as the Triple Deuce Day's history goes, when the unit was first activated, we went through a lot of things, a lot of trials to bring the unit up to speed to be combat ready. Everything that the old timers used to do back whenever they were in the mountains of Italy and things of that nature. It's evolved a little bit since then. Left! Right! The skis have went away. The snowshoes have pretty much went away. You see the environment that we're in now. But the soldiers are still the same. The ones that always rise to the top are usually the more elite members of the battalion, the scouts. Evident to that is the one, the Crucible, with the fastest time, the less penalties.
It was good. It was nice. Seems like we only had a platoon. A lot of the other guys had companies to get their guys out of. Yet, you know, even with the small amount of men we had, we still proved to be more physically fit than them.
Triple Deuce Day is basically all about building cohesion through team events and celebrating the establishment of the 2nd of the 22nd overall. Basically consisted of a series of sporting events.
Some things for endurance, and some of the other things, football, basketball, the volleyball game. Some of the things that we did were just mainly to take the soldiers' minds off of the day-to-day rigors of being here, going outside the wire, engaging with the locals, things of that nature, so they could come together, build cohesion and teamwork in battalion-style sporting events.
We're here in the Brigade detaining holding area, and you're watching the Warrior Report!
Being deployed this year didn't stop soldiers, airmen, and civilians from celebrating Easter. Let's go to Cav Country and take a look.
And Christ said, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
Almighty God, who through your only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, overcame death and opened to us the gate of everlasting life, grant that we who celebrate the joy of the day of the Lord's resurrection.
He said, be not afraid. You've been through enough. It's going to get better from this point forward. And best of all, his fourth statement, he is risen.
Hi, I'm Chaplain Ray Hill. Welcome to Mountain Glory Chapel on FOB Warrior. We live on what's called the dark side, but we've done some things to brighten up the chapel, to improve the commander's religious program, to attract people to all the chapel programs and services. I'd like to take you inside and show you what I mean. I know you can tell that I'm still outside. Staff Sergeant Camage built almost entirely single-handed this really nice deck, which features a baptism tub sunken in it. Okay, you're looking at the inside lid on the baptism pool. All the parts, all the pieces, all the materials were found here on post. Now that we're inside the chapel, I want to show you what people would see upon entering. They'll see posted our worship services and our chapel programs. We're still inside. I'd like to direct you to our spiritual fitness library. This is just one of the bookshelves that has new books and movies for soldiers to use. And right behind me is our storage room. It may not sound exciting to you, but Staff Sergeant Camage built this room in 2 days and now houses our new sound system and all of our musical equipment. You're looking at one of the 8 windows here in the chapel. When we arrived, all 8 windows looked like this with these heavy gold curtains, and it was rather dark in here and felt more like a funeral home. But as my trusty cameraman pans back, you can see how we've brightened the place up. And again, Staff Sergeant Camage took 2 to 3 hours per window to restore them, including new screens. And we've had the windows open for springtime services, and the people love it and feel God's presence in a new and special and brighter way. And we'll show you more. For special occasions, especially during the church season, we like to decorate to bring out more symbols of our faith. As you can see, we've got Stations of the Cross put up for Good Friday. I think you're picking up on the fact that we wanted the chapel to look more like a chapel, less like morale, welfare, and recreation kind of a building. To that end, I asked my dear old mother, who'll be 87 this month, if she would make some altar linens and some lectern hangings to match for all the church seasons. She did, by hand, in 4 colors. I'm showing you the purple right now. It's really added some life to the services. What you're looking at is actually 2 crosses. The larger one in the background was made, at my request, by a local, a convert from Islam to Christianity who attends a local Christian church. The pastor invited us to a 3rd location to meet him and to be presented with the cross that was designed and made to hang in this chapel. The crucifix on the front was sent by a friend of a friend. It's an antique Bavarian hand-carved crucifix. You realize not all of religious support takes place in the chapel. All of the chaplains, as guarded, protected by their assistants and assisted for religious support, go out on the battlefield to take God to soldiers and to bring soldiers to God where they are.
That's all the time we have for this edition.
Stay tuned for more stories from the front lines.
And remember,
when news breaks, we fix it.
And remember,
when news breaks,
we fix it.
I can't be serious with me to do that.
So seriously, here we are in Iraq, just chilling. It's crazy. We're chilling in Iraq.
Specialist Jason Jordan has more.
That's right, Bendette. I have a lot more.
Stop looking at me. Not you. If you weren't looking at me, I wasn't talking to you. Alright, don't use any of my mean stuff in the cuts, in the cutaways or whatever. I hope people think I'm mean.
And I'm PSC Kaimani Pulani Kalauli. Let's take a...
That's her real name.